Oh, hi. I was just thinking about the expanded Elvis and Slick Monty universe and how it doesn't really make any sense. You know, to put it into a context that you might understand, picture the ABC TGIF lineup from the late 80s, early 90s. There was a show Family Matters, starring Jaleel White as Steve Urkel, and there was also a show called Full House. Now, there was an episode of Full House where the middle daughter, Stephanie Tanner, is sad because she has to wear glasses. Well, Steve Urkel goes from Chicago to San Francisco to teach her that wearing glasses isn't all that bad. You'll just be a nerd who's rejected for 7 years of your life, and finally you'll marry the one you love. So Stephanie learns an important lesson, and Steve goes on his way. Now, keep in mind, in Full House, there's a character named Uncle Jesse, played by John Stamos. He interacts with Steve Urkel. Now, there was an episode of Family Matters where Steve Urkel was building a jetpack and landed in the living room of the family from another TGIF show, Step by Step. Now, later on in Step by Step, there was an episode where someone was being set up on a blind date. And they were really worried about it, but at the end of the episode, the person shows up. It turns out the blind date was John Stamos. Now, that's no big deal, right? John Stamos and Uncle Jesse can exist in the same universe. But later on in that episode of Step by Step, John Stamos says, "Should I tell her that I'm on Full House?" Now, see, that destroys the entire universe. Now, let's apply that to Elvis and Slick Monty. In Elvis and Slick Monty, there's a character named Dr. Leon. The audience loves him.
Hello, hello, the doctor is in.
Well, Dr. Leon had a little spin-off show called The Midnight Hours with Dr. Leon. Now, in The Midnight Hours with Dr. Leon, he had a floor director who brought out the jar of salsa. That floor director was Greg Yonda. Now, Greg Yonda is an actor in the Elvis and Slick Monty universe. We know that from a little PSA that Slick and Dr. Leon did at the end of episode 104.
You might not be aware, but some of your favorite celebrities have been addicted to drugs. People like Tim Allen, Jessica Alba, Rush Limbaugh, President George W. Bush, Val Kilmer, Greg Yonda.
Now, the funniest show on North Texas TV, bar none, is Breaking News. Greg Yonda, the floor director from Midnight Hours with Dr. Leon, is an anchor on this show.
Mel Gibson is having a spiritual crisis, but not one that can't be fixed with a restraining order. An over-enthusiastic fan of the Passion of the Christ was arrested and held after he broke into Gibson's house, demanding that Gibson pray with him.
Now, on Breaking News, there was a package about study habits and zombies or something, and a zombie appeared by the name of Conroe Ziggy and ate one of the reporters.
Only time will tell. I'm Shannon McQueen, signing off for Breaking News. Back to you in the studio.
Conroe Ziggy is from another NTTV show called Deadly Cinema.
And who knew public urination was illegal in California?
Well, actually, Raul, I think it's illegal in pretty much every state.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you lucked out, Cheney. Oh crap, here comes Jamie.
And in the Deadly Cinema series finale, Conroe Ziggy goes to Hollywood and directs Eric Klein as Elvis and Greg Yonda as Slick Monty. So the character Slick Monty exists in the same world as an actor who is consciously playing the character of Slick Monty. That destroys the whole matrix, the whole reality, the fabric of being in the Elvis and Slick Monty world. And if you don't buy that, we've got another show, Homeless in Denton.
Supply. I'm so hungry. I want to eat some cream corn. Dude, we found a bag of cream corn. This ain't even a bag, dude.
Now, in Homeless in Denton, there was an episode 104 in which they're trying to get their Dolphin Schroeder back. Tranny Dan and Mr. Lavender are arguing, and in the background is a promo.
Well, you know what? What the f*** is this? Huh? I don't know. Where did this come from? Probably you. This is you. I can taste you all over.
Part of that promo was in an episode of Elvis and Slick Monty.
I don't know. I'll pump you full of lead. Won't. Oh.
Now, in episode 104 of Elvis and Slick Monty, as Sir Donnie Q. Donderly is listening to Elvis, you can clearly see Homeless in Denton playing on a TV behind him. So, Homeless in Denton is a TV show in the Elvis and Slick Monty world, and Elvis and Slick Monty is a TV show in the Homeless in Denton world. Sorry, guys. We suck.